obviously Ghanaians love us. They love our music. Accra is so expensive, from the food to the Uber to like activities, even like the mall. I kept trying to compare like how much this thing is going to cost in Nigeria and how much it costs in Ghana. In Ghana, they have lights. Nigerians, see your mates. Ghana is the third African country I'm visiting, and I did enjoy my stay in Ghana. However, I had some cultural shocks when I visited Ghana, and I'm going to be sharing it with you guys in this video. First off, I don't know why we have a lot of disputes between Nigerians and Ghanaians, because obviously Ghanaians love us. They love our music. 85% of the time I was out at night in Ghana, I was in Accra, it was Nigerian music that were being played. I mean, I was like, okay, sometimes there's a thin line between love and hate, right? Accra is so expensive. I mean, I know that things are tough. I know that there is an inflation and everything going on, but Accra is so expensive. So we went out one of the evenings for like a brunch at the Sandbox Beach. Let's not even talk about the price of the food, right? Food aside, we were charged like 15% on VAT. They had like, is it GL/N something. That was also another thing again that we were taxed on. We were also taxed on tourist tax. And I was like, all these taxes, why? Their Ubers don't have AC. If you are not booking a comfort Uber in Ghana, just bear it in mind when you go to Ghana. If you are not booking a comfort Uber, just know that there's no AC for you. It's as simple as that. Unlike in Nigeria, where once you book an Uber, at least 95% of the time, if not 98% of the time, there's going to be an AC. It doesn't even matter the kind of car you book in Nigeria, there is always AC available. So that was also another thing that was very, very shocking to me. Fourth on my list is how hot Ghana is. Ghana is very, very hot. So if you are visiting Ghana, you have to bear that in mind so that it can affect the choice of clothing you go for, in terms of like the clothes colors you go for, the thickness of the clothes you go for, how long they are going to be, because Ghana is very, very hot. Like, I felt like I was even getting darker. And I felt like no matter the number of sunscreen I was rubbing, it still did not help at all. But I guess it's different places, different things, right? I mean, probably is related to like their geography and stuff like that, and I'm sure that they have a way to cope around it, but it was very strange for me as a Nigerian. The fifth thing I noticed in Accra is that data is so expensive. I'm going to attach a picture of how much we were charged for data, right? So we had to buy like SIM card and buy data for when we are out of like our location, and I was like, data is not as expensive in Nigeria. Like, it was so crazy because the lady we were buying the data from was convincing us that this was the better package and it was cheaper and we'll get like, good network and all that. But I couldn't just justify the fact that we are going to be spending that much just to buy data. So data is very, very expensive in Ghana. So if you are going to Ghana, you have to have a budget for that and plan accordingly. If you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe so that the algorithm will recommend this video to more people and also share with your loved ones. So let's continue with the video. Fifth thing I noticed in Ghana is that the people are very, very lovely. Ghanaians are very, very lovely. They actually want to help you. I never at one point felt like I was being cheated. They are going to be playing a fast one on me. I was going to be harassed. I really, really felt very safe in Ghana, unlike how I feel in Nigeria. Like, the people are so nice. Even from when we entered the airport, nobody asked us for money. In fact, they were even announcing itself in the airport that we are not allowed to give anybody any bribe, and if anybody asks you for bribe, you should come and report to like a particular station. Nobody said we should do Christmas for them. Nobody said we should do New Year for them. Nobody was complimenting us because they wanted us to drop some money for them. They were just pleasant. Very pleasant. The trolleys were free. We had to take a trolley. We didn't pay 1 naira to take a trolley at the airport. And also they had like free charging spots at the airport. And guess what? It actually did save my life. I was like, when would Nigeria ever get to the point where we can have something like this? Because I know that if it's Nigeria, you must pay something for you to use that thing to charge your phone. You must pay something. Not only do they have like a free charging station, they have like different charging ports. Like there is the Type-C, there is the USB, there is the iPhone cord. Like, it was so amazing. The fact that they thought about that, I was like, brilliant. And it was free of charge. The next thing I observed in Ghana is that they are not hustlers. Ghanaians are not hustlers like Nigeria, right? I don't know if it's because of the economic situation in Nigeria or what, but they were more lax, they were more chill, they were calmer in Ghana. They were not like in a hurry. And considering that Accra is like the city of Ghana, right? And like the most, what's the word? The most, like a cosmopolitan city where they do like businesses, you know, the people do buying and selling, because even the Obama was telling me that Accra is expensive, but there is money in Accra, and no matter what, you can make money in Accra. So that gave me the vibe of Lagos, but at the same time, they are not like hustlers, they are not in a hurry. If you wake up very early on your own, you have to wait till they open their shop, they take their time to do their own thing. Right, even their Ubers were not in a hurry, they were not rushing to anywhere to drop you off to get another ride. Like everybody just takes life one day at a time, which was very, very strange to me as a Nigerian who is used to hustle and bustle, who wants to, like, you know, move fast, who feels like if you don't move fast, you're losing out on time, even when you're actually not losing out on time. But in Ghana, they have lights. Nigerians, see your mates. Nigeria, see your mates. In Ghana, there was no point throughout my stay in Ghana for 1 week where there was a power outage or the light went off and it took time for it to come back. Nothing like that. There was nothing like that throughout my stay. There was like 24/7 electricity. I can't even recall hearing like gen noise, because I did stay at a shortlet and also we stayed at like a resort, but it was just so calm. They had lights, like it was so beautiful. And even at night, because we stayed in a shortlet that was very close to like the busy area in Accra, so we took like evening walks. So we went to the mall to go and shop. We went out, you know, went for a spa, and there was like street lights. The place is not noisy. Even during the day, you're not hearing like, you know, horning, beeps here and there. Like it was really, really chill. And I really, really love that about Ghana. Plus 24/7 electricity. I don't even know if it's going to happen in my lifetime in Nigeria, but that was very, very amazing to see in Ghana. Next thing I also observed in Ghana is that they have a different political system from Nigeria. In Ghana, they don't have states. They don't have governors. The president is in charge of everything. The president has the right to appoint like region heads. I don't know the name they call them, but they have the right to appoint like, you know, region heads, and he can take you down when he wants to take you down, right? In Nigeria, where we have governors that are in charge of states and that have like full autonomy over that state, it's not like that in Ghana. And it got me thinking, if this was the system we have in Nigeria, would we survive? Like, I mean, imagine if your president, your Nigerian president that people have right now, is in charge of all the states in Nigeria. I don't want to imagine that. We visited the Osu Castle, and I love how much they preserve their history. They preserve their history so well, like so well. We could see, I could even feel the experiences that the slave. I could even feel the emotions in that Osu Castle, like, you know, the dungeons. They actually preserved the real floors, the real walls. Like, they did a very good job in preserving the dungeons and making it like a very historic site, which I loved very well. Also, I love the fact that in Ghana, they have like different price points for different people. So when you come to visit like some tourist sites, they have like a cheaper price for students, and they have like a more expensive price for those who are not students, who are working, and they also have like a different price for children. And that was so considerate, because imagine as a student traveling, and it doesn't even matter whether you're a student in Ghana or not, you will get whatever you want to experience at a student price if you are a student. That leads me to my final point of my observation in Ghana, and that is the food. So I was thinking that the Ghanaian food and the Nigerian food were going to be quite similar, seeing as they are like, you know, brothers and sisters that are rivals. Like, they don't used to meet together, but they love each other in my head. Though I feel like Ghanaians like Nigerians, but they don't agree that they like Nigerians online. And also Nigerians also like Ghanaians, but they don't like to admit that too. So I felt like the food was going to be very similar, but the food was so different. Although we have like similar meals, like things like, you know, the banku and the okra, that kind of mimicked the fufu and like, let's say, the okra soup, but it was different. I also noticed that in Ghana, for like, at least for the banku and okra that I tried, because I always like to try like local food when I travel, their meat is very, very soft, like very, 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 I don't know how to explain it, but that was like very, very strange to me. Then moving on to the Nigeria and the Ghana jollof, which everybody is always battling. Nigeria jollof is better than Ghanaian. Ghanaian is better than Nigeria. In my own opinion, I tried the Ghana jollof for the first time because I told myself I must try the Ghana jollof when I go to Ghana. And in my own opinion, the Nigerian jollof still won the war. Sorry, Nigerian jollof is better. Well, we can agree to disagree, and that's fine. That is my own opinion. You are very much entitled to your own opinion, right? But yeah, that was like my experience in Ghana. Would I want to visit Ghana again? 100%. Do I love Ghana? 100%. Did I enjoy my stay in Ghana? 100%. Will I encourage you to take a trip to Ghana? 100%. If you're looking at traveling to Ghana and you don't know where to start from or how to go about it, you are in luck. So I have like a Ghana travel guide where I shared exactly how I planned the trip for I and my sisters. We were 4 of us that went on this trip, and I planned the entire trip, how much we spent, how to go from Nigeria to Ghana by road, if you are going by air, how to book your tickets, where you are going to arrive, the accommodations we stayed at, with the contacts, the activities we did with their contacts, and literally every single thing you need to know about your Ghana trip to go from Nigeria and come back to Nigeria. It was amazing. And the best part is that when you get the Ghana travel ebook, you are going to be getting also a free travel ebook to Lome and to Benin Republic for free, and all these are just for like 10,000 naira. That brings me to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did and you learned something new about Ghana. Till next time, see you. Toodles.